is a code that's used to store the contents of the file reading.txt and put them into an array or into a double array. So I use the prototypes which was given in the assignment to construct the code. The first part of the prototype of the functions, or the first function used, is the read values function, which has the double readings and the integer readings length. The double readings will be used to take in the values or in the contents in the file and puts them into the doubles readings array. But the integer readings length is going to be used to take up the length, that is, take up the number of elements that are inside the content, which is supposed to be 20. So as you can see here, the code, the part of the function read values shows the syntax, which shows how to open the file, and the file is being opened in the reading mode. And also the if statement for if the file does not exist, and there's a while statement in which while it's not the end of file, it scans it into a variable value, in which all the values are then taken up into the array. And also at the end of the function, we are supposed to return the readings length, which is the 20 numbers that are inside the content of the reading file. So what it did was that while it was taking the numbers into the array, I also counted the numbers, which you can see right here, the readings length plus. The next part of the code is the separate values, in which after I've already gathered the readings from the file, I place them into two different arrays, which is the lower and the upper one. The lower is for the numbers below the threshold in which the user puts in, and the upper is for the number in which is for the numbers that are greater than the threshold. So the next thing it did was checking for the numbers below the threshold, which is for any number that is less than the threshold, the lower values array gets the numbers from the readings array and keeps on looking for the ones below the threshold. So and I did the same thing for the values above the threshold, and that was it for the separate values function. The next thing I did was I used the sort array function, which takes in the values gotten from the separate array, and then we use the sort array to sort them from ascending or descending order, whichever way we want. And also we are going to use the sort algorithm that we use in class, which is right here in the sort array function. So in the main, what I started with, I returned the returns length from the read values function, and I also did the function call for it by declaring the read variable, and after that I also called the functions separate values and sort arrays. And in the sort arrays there's already a printf to print out all this lower arrays and the upper arrays, and that's it.